Hi, y'all. The answer to my first question, in your opinion, how important is it to integrate technology into the curriculum? I would argue, whether we like it or not, that technology has become the classroom. So there's not even a scale on its importance. It's whether we're using it for what it can be or we're not. So reading this book, along with the classes I took with my teammate certification classes, really helped me to shift my perspective on technology as the new classroom. Jacobs, the author of Curriculum 21, makes the point that all learning is social on page 81, and on the next page, he talks about how students who are in the classroom that promote a particular culture, promote a participatory culture over a traditional passive mode, take on a much more active role in their class. And this segues into the point that Jones makes about every part of technology in the classroom, how it's not the object of technology or what it does, but rather what it fosters, which is participation. He gives the example of Google Earth. So the real power of Google Earth, he says, isn't in its imagery, it's in its participatory nature. This shows me that integrating technology into the classroom isn't built on fancy futuristic ways of learning. It's, I would argue, the only way of fostering true participation in our culture today. What really resonated with me was the fact that Jacobs encouraged teachers to even consider rewriting a school's mission statement to reflect one from the 20th or even 19th century if we're going to give our students an environment that reflects their way of life. And this really convicted me because I don't want to have to rewrite a curriculum based on a 20th or 19th century plan. It really forces me to look at my teaching and to be honest and not to hold back on the students and what they need. So this leads me into what I think the biggest barrier is, which is teachers themselves. So yes, the amount of technology and its vast possibilities is outstanding and even overwhelming, but the amount of sources is not the problem. It's on the teacher's own discrimination of it. So I can vouch that technology, even as a millennial, daunts me. Personally, my teachers, though they tried through citing papers and checking out library books on the computer, they never taught me how to be a responsible user of the internet because it really was just starting in how we use it for our classroom. So my fear in technology in the classroom, or better yet, using it as the classroom, stems from my own inability to use it. I started my pursuit of becoming a teacher because I wanted to be the same kind of classroom, wanted to be in the same kind of classroom, teaching the same way I was taught. Now I see that if teachers have that mindset, if all of us do, then we'll never teach what our students really need. And that's humbling and terrifying at the same time. But I'm ready, and I think that it sounds like we all are from reading your discussion boards. So how do we do this? I looked at what Jacob says about teachers' inability and their fear fostering over into their teaching habits and what they're teaching the students. And he says that we need to use each other as a community and partners and to share. We're not alone in this, and we need each other's help if we're going to be teaching this new generation in a new way that's never really been taught before. So I really like his idea of having the teachers from each subject of every grade meet instead of just a specific teacher, a specific grade's teachers meet. That's found on page 72. So that way they can talk about this spiral effect that Jones talks about on page 55 instead of just a staircase learning. It's always built on each other. And if teachers in the same subject can talk to teachers from grade 1, 2, 3, they'll be on a much better page of what their students are getting and what they'll need. And I think it's just honestly better for everybody. And so, so they'll be on the same page, and it'll just be easier to talk with students and with teachers, and it'll be less daunting for the teachers themselves if they don't really understand technology.